Today we are going to talk about Wuthering Waves. Hooray, hooray.
Yes, the waves of Wuthering.
Yes, the waves of Wuthering. So good, so good. But specifically, something I've been really excited for, the Black Shores. Obviously, by the title, we're going to talk about the Black Shores.
Which should be coming within the next update or two as well, so it's not too far away. Think about it.
I've been seeing them tease the Black Shores and all kinds of stuff on their Twitter and the Wuthering Waves Twitter. So,
especially the characters. We love the new characters.
I'm so excited.
Very kawaii, very good.
Yes. So basically, the Black Shores is a secretive organization, I guess we'll say. It's an organization that is very, very secretive. And of course, we know they're represented by the Blake Bloom flower that we had to, find out about from that one quest with Verena. And she didn't have any fucking clue what it was, but now we know. It's a Blake Bloom flower from the Black Shores. And so apparently the Black Shores organization are not bad guys. They're not bad guys. They're
not bad guys at all?
No, not at all. They want to save humanity, supposedly. According to them, they want to save humanity. But they do this by using their lament prediction system.
I'm sorry, the what now?
I can't even say it correctly. The lament prediction system. It's they've set up a lot of resonance beacons across a bunch of other nations, so they're pretty close ties with a lot of other places rather than just Jinjo. So that's pretty exciting.
It sounds like they're the lament police.
Yeah, yep, they sure are. And the lament prediction system, I'm assuming they are using the Tethys System. Because way back in 1.1, during our interaction with Camellya, she tells us a little bit about the Black Shores and her supervisor, and she also mentions something or someone called Tethys, or the Civilization Simulation Sand Table.
I'm sorry, huh?
That's a mouthful.
Just a bit. That's a lot to take in right there.
It's crazy. The first time she said that, I was like, the what? Excuse me?
Could you repeat that again? Because I don't think I quite understood a single word you just said there.
Yeah. So, yeah, at first I thought that it could be a Sentinel, like the new Foundation or the new Federation Sentinel. But
right.
But then after, reading through some of whatever the other characters were saying about it, I'm starting to think that it's more like a technology or a artificial intelligence.
An AI?
An AI. Back whenever Alto first met Encore, in his little story lore on his profile, it says that this is the decision of Tethys whenever he meets her. So it was like predicted and or a decision made by this program that says that he should take in Encore and, guide her and be be one of the Black Shores people.
Interesting. So the multiple Black Shore members have used this Tethys system to make important decisions and predict specific outcomes, I'm guessing, so they're ready for it whenever it arrives.
Yep, I think so. And also for a little real life lore, in Greek mythology, Tethys was a titaness and the goddess of fresh water. She was also the daughter of Uranus and Gaia, the wife of Oceanus, and the sister of Cronus. That's a bunch of Greek mythology mumbo jumbo. But basically, it was said to be the mother of the Oceanids. That's not a Genshin term. That's Genshin stole that, by the way. Genshin definitely stole that.
That is not Hoyoverse original. That is not Genshin official. That is inspiration from a real life piece of source, a real life piece of information.
Yes.
Genshin did not do that first.
Oh my god. Yep. And so so during the war between the Titans and the Olympians, Tethys raised Hera, the wife of Zeus, and Tethys' name is often used in Roman poetry as a poetic reference to the sea. So it's basically just a reference to the sea, to the ocean.
Okay.
She's very Tethys ocean, which I'm assuming is, just a good old Greek mythology reference, because the Black Shores. The Black Shores is. Oh yeah, me too. I love it. So we know the Black Shores is an island surrounded by the sea on all sides. So it's safe to say that it's no coincidence. And probably the reason that the Black Shores is an island is because it's a giant piece of tacitite meteor that fell down a long time ago, and is now home to the Black Shores members. Yippee!
The whole island that they reside on is tacitite.
Yep, the whole.
The stuff that everyone goes crazy for.
I'm assuming the whole thing is tacitite, and they just built on top of it, and that's also where they do all of their research. So I'm guessing the tacitite is pretty good basis for tacitite research, I would guess.
Yeah, they're sitting on one of the most valuable piece of rock in this universe.
Is.
Tacitite literally is one of the key components to the world of Solaris 3. So
it is.
Fair play to those guys.
I know. I'm really excited to go there and learn more about it. But
I can't wait. I wonder what the map's going to look like. I wonder what you're going to be able to do there, how big it is, and what kind of things you can explore and see there.
I know they teased us a little bit with this on their Twitter.
Yes.
Their Twitter.
Yes. Also, fun fact, did you know at the end of Encore's Resonance showcase, when she's playing the piano, she is in fact playing a piano in that glass dome, as we can see in the top left.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah,
that looks like a greenhouse.
It is like a greenhouse. With like greenery and forestation and all kinds of luscious plants and trees. And Encore was playing the piano or whatever she was sitting at the end of her Resonance showcase, Resonator showcase. That is where she was. She was at the HQ of the Black Shores.
That's crazy. Yeah, that definitely. And you can even see at the bottom, you can't see it on here, but there's like rocks and there's like the gold, gold stuff in it with the tacitite.
This is going to be really fun to explore when it releases in game.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's absolutely insane.
Why is the Black Shore so important?
Well, okay. So it's cool and all, but what makes the Black Shores so important? Can't Due also predict the future? What makes the Black Shores so different?
So, well, actually, not a lot of people from the other nations know exactly what's going on at the Black Shores, which is, I guess that makes sense since they're secret.
It is a secret organization.
They are secret.
Yes, it is.
And
yes, they are secret.
On a remote island, so really no one knows what the heck is going on that island over there. But even though they are shrouded in mystery, they still collaborate with all the other nations and provide resonance beacons to monitor and collect real-time data about the lament. So on top of the Tethys system that protects, or I guess guides and predicts its members towards the goal of saving humanity. But on top of all that, Black Shores is where the Rover was last awakened.
Huh?
Ooh.
That is where. Wait, that is where he was literally last at before.
Mm-hmm. It sure
Insane.
is. It sure
Insane.
is. Yep. So Jiwei told us in 1.1 that Rover should seek out the Black Shores to hopefully answer some of the questions regarding Rover's past and Abby's origin. This, along with what Alto said back in 1.1, that we last awakened in the Black Shores, really gives me the impressions that the Black Shores is a place that holds some crucial information about Rover's past and uncover more mysteries about Abby.
That's interesting, to be fair. So the last time Rover was sent down to Solaris 3, she woke up at the Black Shores. Bearing in mind, depending on who you chose as your Rover, whether it's male or female Rover, he or she
I
woke
picked
up
the
at the
girl.
Black Shores. I picked the guy.
Ooh,
I picked the
ooh.
guy. I know. I made a mistake, but here we are. There's nothing we can do. I can't turn back. I can't turn back time because Dewey doesn't exist in the real world. So I have
True.
to endure. I have to endure with this pain of everyone going, "You should have chosen the female Rover," as I agree I should have. But there's nothing I can do.
Not in this
But
universe.
not in this timeline. So that's
Oh,
what. But anyway, I digress.
that's
But that's
so
why they came to
unfortunate.
Jinzhou. That's why they came to Jinzhou looking for us anyway. I guess when you've saved the world once, they're gonna put you on speed dial.
Yep. Oh yeah, they definitely got Rover on speed dial for sure. But so speaking of connections, which nation do you think the Black Swords is a part of? We know it's not part of Jinzhou, even though they
No,
do
it's
work
not.
together.
They clearly work very closely, but earlier you said that, they're sort of in the middle and they sort of help out other nations, not just Jinzhou. So I probably would say they are on their own terms. I'm not too sure what other what other nation they could be a part of or where they're from, to be honest.
I know. Hi, Amir. Welcome. Welcome to the lore stream. Yeah, so I think you might be onto something. I think they might be part of the new federation
The
considering their technological advancements and the flowers. The
okay,
flowers, the flowers,
okay.
because the Black Shores is very heavily associated with flowers and technology, and so is. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my dogs.
That's okay. That's okay.
Um, and so is the New Federation. The New Federation is known for its flowers too. So that's a big that could be a reason why they might be part of it.
Possibly. I mean, Verena, Motefi, Alto, and Encore are all from the New Federation, and the Black Shores could be a faction of the New Federation, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
rather than Jinzhou or any other nation that we may or may not have heard yet.
Yup. And Verena, who is from the New Federation, is also very flower associated.
Hmm.
So because I feel like she's from the New Federation, I feel like she's got some sort of ties to it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Even when we first saw Verena, and she was very close with Encore. Clearly, it's like they were best
Hmm.
buddies in the story. And then when Alto also saw them both, he seemed very familiar within Verena's presence. So I do believe she has some sort of inside information that we're not aware of just yet.
Oh, for sure. I think Verena knows a lot more about like the horticulture and more sussy flower things than she goes on to tell us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Encore even says this about Verena, that Verena's flowers are grown with love, nothing like the ones they sell in New Federation, but some of them look a bit wacky. Like the one that got gobbled down on Alto's head and gave him a new haircut. So like so there's like flowers that can like do that, I
That's
guess.
that. I mean,
Give
I mean,
haircuts?
I mean, if I ever want a new fresh haircut, I now know not to go to my usual barber, but to find whatever this thing is, and be like, give me the best thing you got. Give me the best
Yes!
thing you've got in the.
A flower
in your
power.
back pocket.
It doubles as a hairstylist. I love
Give me
it.
the flower power haircut.
Yes. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. And then what Mortefi said about the new federation as well. Sorry.
It's okay.
I needed a sip. I needed a little sip there. But yeah, even Mortefi talks about the new federation and says that I knew a couple of researchers from the new federation and their worship of technology was fanatical. And it was exactly this fanaticism that clouded their judgment. They believed
Oh.
technological progress was an end in itself, rather than a means for achieving something else. As creators, we must recognize exactly what we are building and for what purpose. So
Oh,
they're
wow.
like,
Okay.
yeah, super into it.
So they really have an unhealthy obsession with technology, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Motefi now works in Jinzhou as a researcher and scientist, so it's easy to see the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And Motefi's use of perplexing metaphors and literary allusions, favored by the new Federation's elites, along with the latest Huanglong slang, may leave one baffled.
I know he's got a lot of sciencey talk that he likes to talk about. So why did Mortefi leave the new federation?
Why did Mortefi leave the new federation? Little is known about why Mortefi left the new federation on the day of his coming-of-age ceremony, or what exactly he went through on his way to Huanglong. And now he is fervently obsessed with the study of Tacitite.
Whoa, he's a lot more mysterious than I realized. I honestly just thought that he was just some guy from Jinzhou, but he's not. Although one mysterious guy that's been catching my attention since I pulled him as my very first 5-star, Calcharo.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yes, the Sephiroth clone himself.
Yes, he's so hot. I love him.
He's a very well-designed character. Calcharo is super mysterious, and he's also from the New Federation. It's crazy that we still haven't even seen him in any interactions in the main story so far. I mean, he's one of the coolest-looking characters. He has one of the coolest ultimates. He has his own stan, like JoJo's, and we don't even know where the hell he's from, what he does, or why we haven't... I don't know why we haven't even had a story mission with him yet.
I know. That has made me so upset because like he's literally the only one that's a 5-star that we haven't had a companion quest yet with. But I have a little suspicion that we're gonna get a companion quest whenever we get to either Black Shores or the New Federation. But Calcharo the Vicious was actually in exile in the New Federation's Lawless zone. So that's why I think we're gonna get his stuff whenever we go to the Lawless zone.
What it was? Can you give me some insight on what the Lawless zone is?
Yeah, so a lot of exiles were blocked from finding legitimate work in the New Federation. So, facing endless discrimination and prejudice, they resorted to building camps in the country's outskirts. And the place where they gathered became the Lawless Zone. So,
Oh, wow.
it's like kind of just like the underground. They just kind of made a old city into their new city, and that's where they go when they're not getting government oppressed.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is starting to sound like the New Federation isn't happy to go as isn't as happy-go-lucky as Jinzhou and could possibly have some civil unrest.
That's very possible. So, to better survive, the exiles in the Lawless Zone formed gangs. So, back then, Calcharo started and ran a gang called the Underdogs, which actually quickly rose to fame and became one of the best gangs in the Lawless Zone. Isn't that cool? It's pretty sick, huh?
He has his own group of... He has his own crew. He has his own, like, gang.
He's got his own gang. He's a gang leader.
He's a mob boss. He's a gang leader.
He's a fucking cool gang leader. I'm a huge fan.
He's a man of few words, and yet has his own crew. That's amazing.
I love him. He fought the entire country's cops at 18 and left unscathed. All
I
of
mean,
the cops.
I'm not surprised. I really am not surprised here.
But anyways, so years later, the new Federation waged war against his underdogs, against his gang. So the very last gang in the Lawless zone was his. And then,
Oh,
in a sudden twist, a new mercenary group known as the Ghost Hounds annexed or took out the underdogs overnight and put it into the entire chaos.
how powerful were these guys? I mean, the fact that they took out Calcharo's gang overnight is pretty insane.
Yep.
Considering that it sounds like Calcharo's gang, the underdogs, were a pretty big deal. So the fact that someone else took out Calcharo's gang is insane to me. Based on the information you've told me, that's insane.
Oh, yeah. Well, over time, the underdogs were facing dwindling numbers by the time the new Federation waged war against them. So, and that was due to just like other gangs, and just over time, it just
take them out at the time.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened. So they, at the end there, they didn't have very many members, and then whenever the new Federation decided to try to take them out, Calcharo. Oh my gosh, I always say his name wrong. It's actually
I say Calcharo as
yeah,
well,
it's
yeah.
Calcharo. He actually took fate into his own hands and risked it all in a gamble for power. So in short, basically, the leader of the Ghost Hounds was none other than Calcharo himself.
What?
He said, "Ha, got him." Yeah,
It
so
was like Uno reverse.
yeah,
Uno reverse,
basically.
guys.
Oh, yes. So he had returned in a horrific figure like a ghost, surrounded by shadowy thorns and accompanied by some fearsome phantoms, and decided to create the Ghost Hounds.
So this was all Calcharo's plan to gain power.
Yep. According to his profile, this time he would reach the top of the ladder and finish what he once failed to accomplish due to naivety, sympathy, and indecisiveness. So, despite all the time and trauma that had passed, he still reminisces about the day him and his comrades established the underdogs in an attempt to bring peace and help it to those who needed it the most in the Lawless zone.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So even though he was a ruthless gang leader and made shady deals with some of the shady people over there, he really only cared about the little guys. So that's touching for me, to be honest. That's for an edgelord like him, to have a soft side like that.
It's
Outrageous.
so sweet.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
So this new Federation place is definitely not all sunshine and rainbows, but at least they provide assistance by producing super advanced technology and pumping out super smart scientists left and right.
Yep. Like more Teffy, who left to help Jinjo, Calcharo also recognized the strategic value of Jinjo and the threats that it faced. So he would assist the Midnight Rangers in their war, and in return, Jinjo would collaborate with him. Because I think he was tired of seeing all of his friends die in the new Federation, I'm assuming. So he went to Jinjo to put his skills to good use.
So the new Federation pumps out gang members, scientists, and technology.
Yep, pretty much. And flowers, apparently, too.
And flowers.
Yep.
Amazing flowers. Flowers
Yep.
that can give you new hairstyles.
Exactly. But speaking of technology, before weatherology was formally established as a branch of modern science, Tacitite technology was once thought to be magic. They thought it was magic. That was before the scientists started doing their research.
So the new Federation and the Black Shores have really come a long way in the realm of science and technology.
Yep.
That's insane that they thought it was magic, though. That's actually pretty insane.
I know. They went from magic to no, this is technology. This is technology. For sure.
There's no way this could be magic. It's technology, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So we talk about a few of the significant characters here.
Yeah! Characters!
The moment everybody's been waiting for.
Yes.
Now, no discussion about the Black Shores would be complete without mentioning some of its most significant members. Let's dive into the mysterious Shorekeeper, the powerful Camellya, and the ever elusive Alto and Encore.
Yes.
I mean, Shorekeeper will definitely have some juicy lore when her quest comes out. I can't wait. To be honest, I really can't wait for Shorekeeper.
Yes.
Shorekeeper's going to be amazing.
Oh
But
my
what
gosh.
exactly do we know about her already?
What I was going to say about Shorekeeper is that we've actually seen her before. She's even before her announcement. I mean, even before she was drip marketed, we've actually seen her way back in 1.1. If you guys
Huh?
didn't know that, we saw her back
Wait,
in
wait. What do you mean? What's when?
1.1.
When?
Yup, she's been here since day one, folks. We saw her in the release trailer for Wuthering Waves, like the main,
Seriously?
the
Like the
main,
main?
the main 1.0 trailer. She was in there like five or six times, but she was a butterfly, so you
Oh,
probably
so
didn't
she was
notice
like,
her.
is that what the spectral butterfly was in her drip marketing picture? Like on her head? Is that like her butterfly form?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This
Interesting.
butterfly. Yeah, this butterfly right here. We saw her in the 1.0
Beautiful
trailer,
image.
and it
Beautiful image.
yes, I know. She's so
She
pretty.
looks stunning.
She basically followed us around essentially, I think. But you could see it starting at like the 45-second mark if you want to go back and look at those. But yeah, so she's been here since day one. The description on her drip marketing tells us that her only purpose of existing is because of Rover. So she's a divine being that basically woke up when Rover was essentially sent down to Soul 3. So having spent eons in guardianship, which I'm assuming is her dormancy sleep form, the
Hmm.
first stirrings of emotion and desire awaken within her heart, fostering a firm determination to connect with the world and with Rover. Basically she woke up. She woke up because Rover is here
She
now.
she did the whole yang yang Rover.
Yes, Rover.
Rover, where are you?
Yes. So I'm thinking her purpose is to is like almost kind of similar to Chung Li, how she was like our wayfinder. I feel like
Okay.
Shorekeeper is going to be our guide, um, our guide around Black Shores.
I
So,
think she might. I don't. I think she might also be like if she clearly is awakened for the rover and exists for the rover, with
mhm.
whatever relationship they've clearly had in the past. If we are now reincarnated in this lifetime, in the present day where the game takes place, and clearly we were a member of the Black Shores or connected in some way to the Black Shores in the past, I'm wondering what kind of relationship previous rover in the previous incarnation had with the Shorekeeper, whether it was a companionship, whether it was similar to what Due and Rover were like.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
actually I'm very interested in seeing if Shorekeeper, when she first like meets once again Rover, whether she's gonna have all of these memories from previous lives. Because bearing in mind, Shorekeeper's been around for a long time.
Uh huh.
So just because we've been reincarnated once doesn't mean necessarily that that's the only time we've been reincarnated. And maybe
Yeah.
this kind of thing has happened many times before, and she knows exactly what to do in this situation. And I'm bloody well hoping she can restore a good portion of our memory.
I'm hoping too because Jue was not helpful whatsoever.
The only information Jue gave us was, oh yeah, I was basically your companion. I was your
That's it.
disciple, and we constructed and built Jinjo together.
And we
And then
already
Abby
knew
was like,
that.
yeah,
We
and then
already
Abby's
knew
like,
most
well,
of that.
we didn't even know anything about Abby other than they were partners way back when.
Yes. My world is a lot like an onion. Every time I open it, I cry. Oh, I felt that. Oh, I'm going to feel that with these next gotcha updates for sure.
I'm gonna
Oh,
keep it real. As much as I love the look of Shorekeeper, and I'm sure she's going to be busted, I I'm gonna have to see. where this update goes, because if anyone really knows me, if you're starting to get to know me at these past few weeks, my number one
Number
is
one.
Geshulin. Number one is
Yes.
Geshulin. And yeah, I'm holding out for Geshulin. I'm hoping we see something. Just it doesn't even have to
I
be
know.
an
Give us
announcement of his
crumbs.
character. Just give us some drip, like just some lore,
Give
more
us some
lore.
crumbs, please,
Yeah,
please.
anyway, I digress. Let's continue about Shorekeeper.
But yeah, so what you said about her um possibly meeting Rover a couple times, if Rover had been reincarnated a couple times, because I do think Shorekeeper has been around for like a really really long time, because it does say eons. And basically in
Long
time,
time. It's a long
yeah,
time.
it's like a billion years basically. It's a
Yeah,
long time. So I
yeah,
think I'm really hoping that she gives us some more insight to our memories and
yeah.
whatnot.
It's also the fact that even though an eon equates to 1 billion years, it says
Yeah,
eons, not
multiple.
just an eon. So she's been around for billions, potentially billions of years, which means she's a very very clued up gal. She knows what's going on.
Oh yeah. And I'm pretty sure that she's the supervisor of the Black Shores, because of what Alto and Camellya have said about her, about her being like a divine being. Alto was very dramatic. He was very dramatic
Yeah,
about what he said about her, but
yeah.
I do think a lot of it is fairly true, because he did say that she's a ancient being born with this planet, and that she's the will of the star and the reverberation of everything in this world. So I
Okay.
I
Okay,
definitely
that's
think.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. If she's been alive since the birth of the planet,
Yeah.
if she's been alive since the creation of Solaris 3, or however much that was created in that time, she could have been the very first being or amongst the very first beings. And the thing is, if she's a deity that's been around for eons,
Uh-huh.
she might not even be the only one. Maybe
Yeah.
she's a member of a race of people. Maybe she's just one, and there could be one of each element, or maybe there's a group of people, or maybe yeah, I don't know. This is me
Ooh.
going on a theory, but if she's been alive since the birth of the planet, I don't think she could be the only one. Maybe she
I
is, but I
I
think there could
agree
be
with
other gods
that.
too. Because not don't remember remember there is a god that reincarnated us. Like we at the start of the
Yeah.
game, we were in a limbo in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of rocks and atoms and other planets surrounding us with a big Buddha hole behind us. And
Yeah.
then this unknown god thrusted us into Solaris 3. So maybe there's a group of these people or these beings that have been around for eons. Who knows?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point, because if she was born with this world and she's in charge of Black Shores, I'm sure there's another one that's part of another nation, because we also
Hmm.
have multiple sentinels too, for
We
all the
do.
other
We do.
ones, all the
Yep,
other
we do.
nations too. I'm
And we know
excited.
the Sentinels, I don't think have been here since the dawn of the planet, but they
Right,
have been here for a long time.
right.
So it's kind of like, to put this into perspective, you could have these ancient gods that have been around since the dawn of time, space, and the dawn of creation, like
Could
the
be
unknown
like
god that we saw.
it could be like an envoy. She could be like an
Exactly,
envoy
exactly,
for the
exactly,
goddess.
exactly that,
Oh, and it's
exactly that.
along
That's
with the,
exactly where I was going with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like along like Paimon. She's
Wait.
like Paimon,
Oh
but
no,
actually has
no,
memories.
not
Maybe. We
Paimon.
also we also don't know it. We also haven't met her, so we don't know if she knows everything, because I mean, you think she would have all the memories from like the start of the world, or do you
Hmm.
think she would also forget some things?
I think it's
Otherwise, she could
possible.
just
Yeah, I think it's
do it
possible.
herself, right?
Exactly. No, no, I completely agree with what you're saying. Because if she has the form to take on a butterfly, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously is what you're saying that she has been doing, and we've seen that multiple times already,
Mm-hmm.
and the spectral butterfly is in her splash art at the top of her head. And maybe when Rover isn't around, maybe if when Rover is in his dormant state and he's
Mm-hmm.
currently being reincarnated, and within that time frame of him not being around, she maybe has to go into that butterfly state and remain
Yeah.
dormant. Maybe
The
because if she can only
guidance
exist for the Rover, yeah, if she can only exist for the
or
Rover, maybe
guardianship,
exactly.
because
Maybe
that's
she
what
can
it
only manifest
said.
a human form. Yeah, maybe she can only manifest a human form when Rover's around. If she's here for Rover specifically,
Oh,
and then when
no,
he
that makes a
passes
lot of
on,
sense because
yeah.
if Rover is around like on Solaris, um and whenever he's not around in between reincarnations and she's in her dormant stage and her dormant stage is called
Hmm.
guardianship. So essentially I feel like she's guarding guarding
Guarding.
guarding Solaris 3 while Rover's being like reincarnated and stuff, of course alongside the Sentinels that keep the like everyday day-to-day things going.
Maybe, and maybe each Sentinel has their own unique ability. As we know, Dewey can
Mhm.
control time and space, or has a certain level of dictation of time and space. And
Yeah.
maybe each Sentinel has their own unique trope, like their own unique element and their own unique role to play in Solaris 3. And these deities, like Shorekeeper and the unknown god that we saw at the start of the game, maybe they are sort of at higher up in the hierarchy. Maybe they are above the Sentinels, and the Sentinels' instructions come from these guys.
Yeah, I really think so because I think the Sentinels are really powerful, but I don't think they're as powerful as someone like Shorekeeper.
No, I agree. I
Cause
agree. I agree.
yeah, with that whole thing, like
Shorekeeper opens up a whole can of worms.
yes, it's crazy. I'm so excited. She's gonna give us so much lore drops.
She
Oh,
really is. She really is. She's gonna give us lots of juicy details and lots of juicy spin-off theories and all these kind of things that are gonna come from her release and her story. I honestly just
yes.
I genuinely cannot wait. I'm getting so excited just thinking about it.
I know. Okay, so what do you think? Here's what my theory is about some of the Sentinels. So I think each time Rover was reincarnated in the past, she set up a Sentinel to basically guard the people of that nation. Like she set up the nation, set up the Sentinel, and then goes back into the sky basically. And then next time
Okay.
she comes down, she sets up a new nation, she sets up a new sentinel, and then gets sent back up to the sky. And I feel like this time, instead of setting up a new nation, I feel like maybe we're going to like unite all the nations to come
Ah,
together and fight
yes.
like a big bad.
Yes.
That
Yes,
would
that's
be
such a good
so
theory.
sick.
Yeah, I've that is actually a really good theory, and it would make a good level of sense. And I
Yeah.
think to add on to your theory, which I have like a spin-off theory to yours, which isn't too far-fetched. Maybe these gods, when they created or whenever Rover was around, and clearly these gods have a very specific connection to Rover.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe each Sentinel in each part of the world is an extension of Rover.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
when Rover dies or passes on, or when Rover is born, a Sentinel is born with Rover, or something is connected as an extension of Rover, which as we know, Dewey's job was to basically work
So
alongside
you
Rover
think
and
Abby
building
is going to
Team
be the
Joe.
next Sentinel?
I
Or
do, I
or if
do, I
Abby is going
do.
to be the Sentinel of like the United Nations.
Possibly, Abby could be like the culmination of all things before it. This is the
Yeah.
final reincarnation. This right now, the present day, is the final time Rover's going to be incarnated, because something is meant to happen, which is going to unite all nations, and it's going to connect heavily to Abby and Rover. and they're gonna be the ones to finally put an end to the cycle. Because maybe the
Yeah.
reason why there's so many nations and so many factions and so many different Sentinels is because it's all planned for this exact moment, and these
Mm-hmm.
things had to be put in place for this specific incarnation. It created this. It created the perfect circumstance. It created the perfect atmosphere for this specific incarnation.
Yes. And I got a feeling that like the Fraxidus are also trying to like either it's almost like they know. Like they know
Hmm.
what the end goal
Exactly. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
trying to stop it for some reason.
And it sounds like the Threnodians. This is also another theory that could sort of counteract the theories of what the jobs of the Sentinels and the jobs of these deities are. So as we know, the Threnodians are extremely powerful and
Yeah.
can raise their own armies and have their own followers, have their own cult following. So maybe the Threnodians are the evil or the mirrored versions of these Sentinels.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like so obviously as we know,
Because
so
yeah, no, that makes sense because like
Geshulin fought the
regular
Overthrax.
yeah.
Geshulin fought the Overthrax, which was a different kind of Threnodian.
Mhm.
Geshulin disappeared. Possibly went to the Threnodian's dimension.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that the Threnodian was trapped in another dimension or trapped in some sort of void, and the Scars group. You just mentioned their name.
A
The
Fraxidus.
that's it. The Fraxidus are trying to bring the Overthrax and the different oh my, it's just slipped my mind. The different Threnodians. That's it.
Threnodians.
That's it. The different Threnodians to our world, but maybe the Threnodians are the complete opposite. Each Threnodian is an opposite to another Guardian, like another Sentinel.
Yeah, like if the the tacit discord realm I don't even know what to call that, like the
I don't
void.
think it has an. Yeah, I don't think it
Yeah,
has a name.
the
I just call it an
Threnodian
opposite.
world,
Yeah, that's what I call it
wherever they
anyway.
come from, yeah. Yeah, so wherever they come from, I do think is like a mirror to Soul 3.
Yeah.
So like everything that happens in Soul 3, I feel like probably also happens in their world too. But
Hmm.
like they come over to our world to stop whatever the frick is happening so that it stops happening in their world. And that's why
Possibly.
the cuz I always wondered why like the Dreamless,
Yeah, Dreamless. That's
the
the one. Yeah.
Dreamless was like it what was it? There was either the achievement, I think the achievement that you get for fighting him, and it's like it says something about why don't you call me brother?
Yes. Yes, I did not. Yes, I did notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because
And I was like, wait,
I feel like
so
the yeah, wherever they're from, wherever the Threnodians and wherever these alternate beings are, like the tacit Discord beings are from, mirror perfect. It's like a reverse world. It's like
so
the
where's
ultimate version
Threnodian
of Ara.
Rover? What if Threnodian Rover is
Yes.
Abby?
Oh, can you imagine if they're the
Because we
same
summon
person?
her from our you know.
Yes. That's a good theory.
What if we have a portal inside our body that goes to the Threnodian world and that's why we
And that's
can
where Abby's from.
absorb and that's where Abby comes from.
And that's the key. That is the key component to how Geshu-Lin returns. I'm just.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna keep it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm too obsessed.
That's funny. No, I need to watch the Guess You Lin video. I love Guess You Lin so much.
You're so amazing.
Guess You Lin win. I know. We're
Geshu-Lin
still
for the
waiting.
win.
But yeah, okay. Regardless of the series, I'm super excited for almost called her LoreKeeper, Shorekeeper because yeah,
We're the lore keepers.
she
We're the
is
lore
gonna bring us
keepers.
some lore drops. But
No, she is. Now.
speaking of waiting on characters,
Yes.
where's
Yes.
my
I know where you're going with
Camellya?
this.
Where's my
Where is
Camellya?
Camellya? Where is Camellya? Where is the obsessive girl that is Camellya?
Yes. Oh, So,
Can you please tell us more about this magnificent and beautiful character?
oh God, of course, say less, say less. I love this woman with my whole entire being. So, obviously, we know she's a member of the Black Shores and appears to have some sort of control over plants, similar to poison ivy,
Yes,
another
yes.
green bitch that I love. Yeah, so I gotta say, I do love a powerful plant woman. Not Verena though, but
No. We have limits. We have limits.
yeah, not Verena, but I do love Camellya. Do love Camellya. So at first, I honestly thought that she was part of the Frexodus because of her whole
So did
aesthetic,
I.
and she was a little
So did I.
scary. Even my best friend Sam, he started Wuthering Waves, and he's kind of been out of the gaming scene for a while, and he was like, "Oh my God, I love Camellya. Isn't she a bad guy?" And I was like, "Actually, no."
She's
Yeah,
just troubled. He's
'cause
just troubled, but she's a
yeah,
good
he
guy.
was like,
Good girl.
I like Camellya and the guy that she's with, and I was like, oh, you're mixing up some things. But yeah, so I honestly thought that she was also part of Frexodus, but she's actually part of the Black Shores and was sent to keep an eye on Rover to make sure that she's a safe little seedling ready to be sowed. Whatever the hell that
Ooh.
means.
I have absolutely no idea, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we get to talk more to her so that she can tell us more about ourselves, because I feel like she's gonna know a lot being from the Black Shores. But yeah,
I have a
honestly,
theory about why Camilla is so obsessed with us, to be fair.
yeah. What is
Yeah,
it?
so obviously we know, going back to a little bit what we were just saying about Shorekeeper. Shorekeeper is very much connected to the Rover, and clearly Rover means a hell of a lot to Shorekeeper, and Shorekeeper can't live without Rover.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the reason why Camilla is so obsessed with us is because maybe she is so close with the Shorekeeper and she's connected to the Shorekeeper in a certain way. Maybe a
Yeah.
distant relative, maybe a daughter, maybe a disciple. We don't know. And if it means that much for us to be safe by Shorekeeper's orders, then it's going to make her just as obsessed and just as just as obsessed to make sure we're safe as well, because we know she's making sure that we are hers and we are under no danger, and that anything that happens, she's gonna basically be there to stop that from happening.
Yeah, it's
In her own
almost
twisted
like
words.
it's almost like her job to protect
Exactly.
us.
Exactly. And maybe that task and job was bestowed upon her by Shorekeeper. And who knows? Like I said, maybe she's connected to Shorekeeper in a specific way that we don't understand, whether it be an apprentice, a disciple, or a relative in some way, next in
Mm-hmm.
line. We do not know. However, it is possible that if Shorekeeper is very, very much keen in keeping us safe, then that could be a reason why Camellia is so obsessed with it too.
Yeah. Ooh. She's so cool. I fucking love her design. I
Her
love a
design is so
character.
good.
I just love a character that can make flowers both beautiful and deadly.
I am a sucker for characters that have transformations, and we know she can transform because her hair
Yes,
turns
the
from
red
white to red.
hair. I'm
Yes.
obsessed.
Anytime a character has an install super or a transformation of any kind, I go gaga for it. I go absolutely feral for it. Don't care who it is.
Yes. Oh, I think Shorekeeper is gonna have a cool butterfly effect. No pun intended.
Ba-dum. No pun intended.
Yeah, I think she's gonna have a cool butterfly aesthetic in her like kit, like in her ultimates and stuff. Oh, I bet that's gonna be so cool. I
So
haven't
do I.
seen
I can't wait.
any of the links, so there's that. But I definitely want to cosplay Camellya. I bought
That
the
would be
wig.
you
I bought the
you would do
wig
so
already.
well.
So
That would be so good. I think you'd actually look amazing as a cosplay
yes.
for Camellia.
Yeah, I'll probably wear her wig. I won't have her cosplay ready in time, but I'll definitely do like some sort of closet cosplay of Camellya whenever she comes out,
Oh yeah.
whenever that may be.
Sounds
But
good.
anyways, Last, but certainly not least, the very first Black Shores members that we meet and know the most about is none other than Alto and Encore, and I don't have a slide for
Oh,
that.
that's okay. That's okay. Shall I take it from here?
Go for it.
Let's go. So, Alto and Encore. It's no wonder that people often struggle to believe that Alto, a seemingly unserious and elusive figure, is tied to the enigmatic group. To truly understand Alto, one needs to see through his enigmatic exterior to uncover the kind and steadfast heart beating within. He was well aware that his mist alone could never hide the permanent wounds inflicted by the lament on it. This is why he readily agreed to a long-term cooperation with the Black Shores upon first settling foot on the island through an invitation. So he got invited to the Black Shores. He didn't just
Yeah.
stumble across. They full on looked at him and went, "Hey, you're worthy. We need to have a meeting. We need to have a discussion here."
Wow. So he's got to be like super smart or something.
Well, there has to be something that either he's been through or he's been into
Or he
contact with, or
knows.
or something that he knows that is keen, important to the Black Shores, and it's too important to pass up. So they thought better to befriend him than to make an enemy of him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so far he has provided the Black Shores with a wealth of intelligence and helps them recruit trustworthy candidates to bolster their think tank. He will aid the Black Shores in putting together their plans until that person returns. So he's basically he's a
Oh,
recruiter. He's a recruiter.
yeah.
He's he's a scout sort of thing. Like imagine like a scout. Like you send your scouts out to search for information and new potential recruits. And obviously they're very trustworthy because you wouldn't just send your scout out on a whim. So this guy
Mm-hmm.
must have some good tracking skills and some good intelligence about him in order for him to be worthy of the Black Shores itself.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's. I'm very much interested in Alto and Encore as a duo anyway, because it seems like they're a package deal and that they
Yeah.
cannot be separated, and it's so adorable. Their
I love
relationship is so
it.
cute. It's like an older brother and a younger sister. Like he's like the older
Yes.
brother. She's the cute younger sister that's always there. They have each other's back.
It's
I
so
love
cute
it.
and they bicker and it's so adorable.
It is. It is.
I love
I love
them.
it. I can't wait to see more of their banter and more of their sort of chemistry grow as we see more of them when we get to the Black Shores. It's going to be amazing.
I know. It's they're so cute. I really do love them cuz he's like the best big brother because he's like protective but he's also like silly and goofy and he's
You
not
surfer dude. You
he's
surfer dude.
yeah, he's like not serious whatsoever.
He's the smoke surfer.
Yes, it's so good. The
But
mist.
the mist.
Yes.
Even though I don't use Alto in game, and I'm not the biggest fan of how he plays. However, his lore does intrigue me.
Yeah, same. I also don't use him, but I am intrigued with his lore, for
Yeah.
sure.
So let's talk a little bit about Encore, and specifically Encore's dish. The
Yes.
purple coral looks like the ocellated coral from Shop. Encore's
Yes.
speciality, yes. Encore's speciality dish made of purple coral from the Black Shores and carefully cooked with various ingredients. Encore's thoughts, do you know what's under the Black Shores base? Alto and the others won't ever let me go near. Are they keeping cool stuff and scary things down there?
Yeah. Now,
Alto
why?
probably.
Why would they put that in her thing if they didn't
I
want us to
know. I
wonder?
know. I know. That is literally like an arrow saying, look at me, read this.
Yes.
This is important. You'll find out more when we get there. But here's a little teaser for you guys.
Oh my God. So there's definitely something up with the base itself.
She also continues to think, Alto probably knows more than he leads on. Alto knew the strange Cosmos lady, which I'm guessing is referring to Shorekeeper.
Yes.
The strange Cosmos lady is
No,
definitely Shorekeeper.
he was she okay, hang on, a little bit. I'm talking over my words here.
That's okay.
In the chapter 1, Act 5, or the end of Act 5, Yes, the end of Act 5. I had to remember that. Whenever we're doing the Court of Savante stuff in the abandoned building before we beat up the big mecha
Big
guy,
mecha thing. Yeah.
abomination thing. And then we see like a hologram of what the researchers saw. And it was the goddess lady. And it almost kind of...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and it almost kind of seemed like she made eye contact with us, kind of. But Alto was like, do you know her? And then we were like, yeah. And he was like, knew it. And I was like, wait, you know who that bitch is? That's crazy.
Yep. And it's obvious that the Black Shores has a connection to this person, or they must have some sort of connection, especially due to Shorekeeper's divine power.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also says here that after that part that I just read out about Alto probably knows more than he leads on, and who knew the strange Cosmos lady. It says here who put the tacit mark on our hands in the opening cinematic was. So it's like who is this mysterious Cosmos lady?
Yeah.
Who is she? What's going on here?
Lucia. I've never played PGR, but apparently she looks exactly like Lucia from PGR, which I guess is
I need to play PGR. I need to play
main
PGR.
character from PGR. So she's like the Kiana or whatever, if you know that reference. But anyways.
Yes, I know now because of your teachings. I know now.
Yes. So I'm wondering how Alto, well, obviously Alto knows about the goddess because of the Black Shores. And the Court of Savante also know about the goddess. So I'm wondering if the Court of Savante is like has a lot of people from the New Federation working on stuff.
This is when the Court of Savante, it was the first Black Shores before the Black Shores was created.
Right? Yeah, that's what it seems like. Because the Court of Savante was like old. Old
technology.
Ooh, so maybe they were the previous version of the Black Shores.
The prototype.
Yeah, the prototype.
Cosmos lady was like, let's try this. This didn't work. Right, I'm gonna leave this to you, Shorekeeper, because my creation here didn't work. They failed, so I'm gonna leave it in charge of you to build a better version. Hence the Black Shores.
Ooh, man.
Possibly.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So the Black Shores is definitely interesting in terms of lore significance. I really can't wait to unravel the mysteries.
The Black Shores arc begins with 1.3.
Yay!
I know it.
I hope we get Camellya drip art soon. You think that's gonna happen?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Same.
Because as much as I would love for them to drip tease or drip market Camellya, I think we're going to see a lot of Camellya in 1.3, and I think we're going to see a lot of Camellya specifically in the story that we're about to dive into.
Yes.
And she's gonna pop up again, and we're or at least there's going to be a couple of lines where it's like, oh yeah, I've met this Camellya person. Who is she? And then either Shorekeeper, Alto, or Encore are probably going to give us a little bit more insight about why she's so mysterious and why she isn't so in the open as Alto and Encore were in the story, because Camellya came across very sneaky. When she got caught out, like when we pinned her down and when we were sort of like asking her questions, once we got the upper hand, she then just evaporated. She just disappeared. Yeah,
she wouldn't talk to us anymore. She literally disappeared.
And Alto and Encore were answering any questions that they knew the answers for, and they even took us to the Court of Savante. So it's kind of a mystery why Camellya was such a mysterious character compared to the other two. But I do believe we're going to get insight in 1.3 or 1.4 latest to a sense of an origin for Camellya.
Yeah, I hope so. I've also been wondering why. If Rover is the savior, and we've come down before and we lost our memories, but there's people out there that know, our memories essentially. Why?
Mhm.
Why are they only letting us on the things that they want us to know instead of giving us just our memories back? It's almost like Rover knew all along, like the end game, but they don't want this Rover to know the end game.
Yes, maybe there was some information that was too dangerous for Rover to know. For instance, we've seen it multiple times in other
Or
stories
something
where
that would change her mind.
yes, exactly. Or
Mm-hmm.
perhaps something that where
Something that would
Rover,
change her mind and change
yeah.
sides to the Fraxidus.
Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine if like what Scar was saying, look, I know what
He's
they're
like,
hiding from you.
let me
Listen,
tell you the
let's
whole truth.
yeah, let me tell. It's because obviously even the story of the Black Lamb.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that that story that he was telling, even though it's based on something that happened in that village, do you think it's sort of like a tease for the fact that
Yeah. Like
the
a
people that we think are
metaphor.
good, yeah, like the people that we think are good aren't the good guys?
Yeah, because they're manipulating us. They're pulling the wool over our eyes.
Because
But
you just had to make that joke, didn't you?
yeah, I
Yeah.
got jokes.
But like I think if Scar's group and what Scar was saying is true, or has an element of truth to it,
Yeah.
and what you're saying the reason why they're only giving us tidbits of the story and not the whole truth
Mm-hmm.
could be because there's an element of information and an element of the truth that maybe persuaded Rover to not continue down the path that Rover was set by this cosmos person,
Yeah.
or Shorekeeper, or any of these deity race. Maybe Rover said enough's enough, and that could be the reason. That could be how Rover perished in the first place.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe
Because
maybe Rover, yeah, Rover stood up to these people, but they were like, "Nope, we got to try again.
yeah, like
We got
if
to do it
she
again."
last awakened in the Black Shores,
Hmm.
and like if the last time she awakened and she immediately knew everything that she needed to do and knew all the information, and then she like changed her mind halfway through and was like, no, not gonna happen. And then something bad happened, obviously, and or divine intervention was like, all right, this didn't work out, we're taking you back up, we're
Do
taking you
over.
back off of Soul 3, we're gonna
Yep. Do
reset
over.
you and send you back down somewhere else where they won't give you all the damn answers.
Yep. Because maybe the Threnodians are actually the reason why they're
Yeah,
leaking into this
what
world.
if we're the
Maybe
bad
Yeah, what if
guys?
we're the bad guys and the Threnodians are actually the good guys? But because they
Yeah.
can't communicate the same as we can, it's causing conflict and causing misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh.
even when we was fighting Dreamless, like you were saying, there was a line where it's like, "Why don't you just call me brother?" And even the things that
Mm-hmm.
Crownless and Dreamless were whispering to us were a little bit on the freakier side and the
Yeah.
confusing side. Because it's like the way they're talking and the way they're crying out to us doesn't sound like a vicious
Mm-hmm.
a vicious
Yeah.
intent.
A malevolent
That's it, a
entity.
benevolent force. Yeah, like it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like them being malevolent. It sounds like they're being forced for this to happen,
Yeah.
or they've been provoked, or maybe the only reason they're doing this is because something in their world is happening, and the only way to prevent or reverse or stop that from happening is by doing what they're doing on Solaris 3.
Ooh.
And maybe Rover was onto something there. And the deity race in Solaris 3, the cosmos gods and these other people said, well, no, they can't exist. Like they are mistakes. They are abominations. They need to be eradicated. The whole point of you guys on Solaris 3, the whole point of the Black Shores is to prevent the Threnodians and to prevent the Tacit Discords from taking over. Maybe
Ooh.
maybe Solaris 3, because Solaris 3, maybe
Third.
there's other planets, or maybe the other dimensions, like the Threnodians worlds, were previous worlds that were mistakes and left abandoned by the god race.
Ooh.
Who knows?
Dang.
Who knows? I'm something.
Whoa.
I'm so, you know, I'm something of a theorizer myself.
I love it. I love it. That is a good theory. I like it. Well, chat, what did you think? Did you enjoy this? I hope you did. Do you guys have any questions? We
Any
pretty
questions at all?
Yeah, I was like, I doubt there's any questions. I feel like we literally covered every
Everything.
single possible
And
thing about Black
even if-
Shores that we probably could.
Yeah, and even if there was a question, I'm pretty sure would give a good theory or a good answer to those questions. So if there's any questions at all or anything you're not too sure about, feel free to ask us, and we'll do our best to answer the best we can.
Yes. But anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed this different kind of style stream today. I will be putting this up on YouTube. It should be up probably next week at some point.
Hell yeah.
Just depending on, I mean, honestly, it might be up tomorrow, just depending on how fast my editor works. So,
Yeah, no worries.
yes, exciting things are
I tell
happening.
like something for our first episode, I think it went remarkably well.
I agree.
Bearing in mind, guys, and people watching out there on YouTube or anywhere else on the VOD or however you're watching this, this is our first time doing this. It took a lot for us to come together and discuss how this is going to work. And since there isn't anything like this in the gacha space, there isn't anything like this, especially in Wuthering Waves, we thought, hey, why not we fill in the gaps and why don't we help people that are interested in the lore, but maybe because there's not that many content creators that cover the lore, we can fill in the gaps for you guys. And we both do our lore in our own specific ways. Ufi, you're very good at specializing in the world lore specifically.
Yes, I love the
And
world building.
Yes. You love the world building lore, and your world building lore videos are amazing. And I, unfortunately, do not know as much about the world.
You're good
However,
at characters.
Yes, my lore comes a lot more from the character side of it, which is the reason why I'm very much interested in Shorekeeper, because even though I may or may not be pulling for Shorekeeper, I will be for sure doing theorizing videos and lore videos and all kinds of content based around that character specifically and based around future characters like Geshu-Lin, Camellya, and many, many more. And I can't wait to share it with you guys.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see your Black Shores lore videos going forward. That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be this.
It's gonna be
This is my Black Shores lore video.
This is the Black Shores lore.
Everything you need to know about Black Shores right here in this video.
Right here.
Now, I'll
Everything you
definitely
currently
make
know.
one after 1.3 and after we get the big lore drops. I'll definitely be making a lore video after we get some good Black Shores action. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much. Yes,
Don't forget
thank you so
to
much.
follow us on Twitch and use those free Prime subs to help support us. And for more lore, you can check out our YouTubes. So, anyways, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like this video because it really helps. And yep. Anyways, that was really great. I really appreciate you all very, very much for tuning in and for watching. And for you guys on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. All right,
See you later,
guys.
everybody.
We're going to get out of here. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Take it easy.